Hey, I'm Tyler Boronski alongside New York Mets infielder Christian Arroyo. Christian, good to see you here in camp with the Mets. I know the last couple of years, been away from the big leagues. What was this offseason like in terms of figuring out if this opportunity would arise for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just you prepare. Obviously coming into the offseason and made some good adjustments going into last season. Signed pretty late, but was just trying to take it day by day and make the most of the opportunity. So, Philly treated me well. There was a good group of guys. Learned a lot. Just felt like I matured as a player and as a person. So just going to take that into this year.
Lindor news with the hand injury, probably not going to be ready for opening day.
Yeah.
How does that change, if at all, how you think about your chances of making this team?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really change much for me. I came in here, signed a minor league deal with the intentions of going to the minor leagues and going to Syracuse and just continuing to kind of work on my craft. A lot of it's been mental stuff I've had to work through and the mental side of the game. Obviously to see a player like that get hurt, you never root for injuries for anyone, but especially a player of that caliber. Man, it really stinks. Frankie, had crossed paths with him in 2020 when I was with Cleveland for a little bit. He's just, an A-plus guy. So you just root for him and just hopefully he gets back sooner than whatever the timeline says.
What have your conversations been like with the organization in terms of what they want to see from you so you'll get that opportunity sometime this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where you kind of come into it and you just handle your craft and you just grind away. I've been doing this a long time now, and stuff happens on a whim. Injuries happen, roster moves happen and stuff. So it's just being prepared no matter where you're playing for that opportunity. And then when it comes, you make the most of it and then you just continue to hone in on your craft.
Talked about, overcoming some, mental hurdles. I know on the Baseball's Important podcast, you've talked about, maybe some of the anxiety you had when you were in Boston. Since that period, what are some steps you've taken to help you ease yourself and just, be at peace each day?
I really started diving into my faith. I think that's become a centerpiece of my life. Trying to find a foundation of something, just understanding that I'm enough as a person and as a player, and just trying to get my identity away from the game of baseball. This is a job. This is something that I love to do. It's a passion of mine, but it's not who I am. I tell people all the time, you're going to be a former player a lot longer than you are a current player. So I just try to go day by day and live in the moment, live in this moment right now. And then as that continues to go on day by day, you just kind of, you live with the result. So a lot of it was performance anxiety stuff, just putting a lot of pressure on myself and trying to make some things happen. But no, I feel like I'm in a really good spot and just want to keep working.
Last two for you.
Yeah.
Being away from the big leagues the last couple of years, I don't want to say humbling, but I mean, what was that process like for you? Because you've had obviously the stretch these last few years before in the big league. So what did these last couple of years teach you?
Yeah, it's just to enjoy the game. There's times when I didn't know if I was going to play again. Then there was times where I was having just a lot of fun playing the game again. So to kind of get that renewed love for it and not look at it as so much as like a job or something that I have, like an obligation and an opportunity, has been huge for me. So I just try to go with that mindset every day.
I mentioned before we started, kind of the Nesson connection, the Red Sox. So I'll ask you one question along those lines. Even though we talked about maybe the anxiety that kind of had there, it's probably the team that you got the most big league time with. You make the playoffs with them in 2021. How would you sum up your time overall, as a Boston Red Sox?
And it was awesome. Everyone there treated me great. I still keep in touch with a lot of the players there. Every time I see the coaching staff, it's just hugs and how are you guys doing and asking how you're doing. So it was a professional organization, great organization to play for. I wish them nothing but the best. And they changed my life, so I can't ever complain. Some of my greatest baseball memories came with the Red Sox. I was fortunate enough to go put that uniform on and play for a historic franchise like that, and then just try to give them my all whenever I could. And I was happy to be a part of some really good teams.
A lot of fun moments there. I still remember the Atlanta two homer game, the little Europe.
Yeah. Cool. Absolutely. Thank you.
Hey, I be flying with the angels every day. I play this fool, but life is great, fam. Ooh, I work 60 hours a day, man. Yeah, I'm built to grind. It's my escape plan.